In this very insightful clip, Debra Atlas, author of You Aren't Depression's Victim, shares a true story about her life when she was just 14 and attempted suicide. Share with us what happened.
Being a teenager is tough, and being 14 is probably the toughest year of all. And I had been going through a tough time for a while with my family. I thought and looked at things very differently than anybody else in the family. And there was a situation that occurred within our family, and I tried the situation, and my family just lit into me. And for me to step out at that time was a huge deal.
Very tied up. Excuse me. They were very tied up with their image. What happened? What precipitated it apparently was that somebody like an exchange student had been living at your house. He kind of went off on his own, just doing his own thing, checking out, the scenery, and nearby scenery of Texas, right? You guys were living. So he did his own thing, and then your parents were like stunned. So you took things in your own hands. You had a sense of responsibility and initiative. So tell us what happened. And then what happened then?
I got on the phone and I called everybody that I could think of to ask, had they seen him? Did they know that people that he was missing? And my family just went ballistic. Now you have to understand, I had been experiencing tremendous insomnia for quite a while, and also feelings of isolation, just because of that's how it felt for me. And so, and when I perspective slammed for trying to do what I thought was the right thing.
Kid trying to help.
Yeah. I said, it's hopeless, it's helpless, and there's nothing I can do, and I can't make a difference. And when I had sleeping pills to try and help me sleep, and I downed them. But I have to say, but for the grown-ups who happened to call, one called, and then we had what we used to call the kids' phone line, and the parents' phone on my line, and the kid, and she found out what was happening, called a friend, and my friend called me back and kept me talking until my parents came in. So
wow, what a good friend, huh?
Yeah, really
amazing. So how long after you're taking the pills did you get that phone call, just by chance?
Very, very, very quickly, actually. Somebody was watching out for me up there, I tell you. Truly, wow. It wasn't.
Thank God. So then, smart enough to keep you talking.
There's a misperception out there about people who try and take on that. They're being selfish, that all of that kind of perspective. And I can tell you that it has nothing to do with that. You see no reason to continue. Feels extremely hopeless and that you don't see anything else. And that's what ends up leading you that direction.
It seems to me also it didn't help that your parents made such a huge fuss about something when you were just trying to help out.
Yeah.
Parents be warned, huh?
You understand, my family, they're great people. They've always been great people. They were very involved and did wonderful things in the community. But how they were viewed, this kid, early 60s, mid 60s, and that it was a whole other time.
Yeah, people really cared about their image and what people would say, what people would think. It was Pain Place America.
Yeah, exactly.
And people would look at you badly, and you feel humiliated as a mother or father, and that shame would come down like a ton of bricks on the children. It would brought that shame. Wow. So thank God you made it. So after that, it must have a damaging impact on your relationship with your parents, or did it improve? Did things improve at that point?
Well, in my family, we never talked about depression. And my parents taking me to see a therapist or psychologist, psychiatrist, I really don't remember. And it was a dreadful time. It was never talked about again, ever.
Wow. You had to think that, you have to see there's something wrong with my daughter's brain or her mind. Oh my gosh. Wow. So you must have felt really bad. And initially it was positive because they said they loved you.
At time.
Right.
I knew my parents loved me. I remember my parents telling me they loved me. And I remember thinking, I wish they'd told me that earlier.
Wow.
It was my,
There's lessons here,
Yeah.
You never take it for granted. And so, and the same thing goes about this, about telling a kid or parent that you love them is important. It might seem that's a little bit melodramatic. Come on, But hey, get over it, because children need to hear it, parents need to hear it, siblings need to hear it, students need to hear it too. I mean, listen, a lot of kids, the only person they have in their life that really is like a candle to them, that's paying attention, is lit for them, many times are teachers. Why? Because they have a really bad dysfunctional family life. It doesn't sound like that was your case, Debra, but looking back, what practical tips, insights can you give us? Like, the 30-second challenge, what would it be,
Tips on narrow a little for me.
Well, no, tips that parents, because let's face it, a lot of people will be listening to this, either parents, or they're part of a family, and they could be parents now, or they could be siblings with younger siblings, What can people do? Huh? Somebody's going to be in a situation where this is going to hit them really hard. So anticipating that, what can they do to?
I could say that. Yeah, I can say that, one of the things I've learned is to tell people I love them when, after I'm getting ready to hang up from a phone conversation.
Really?
Because you never know. You never know.
You also were the second of 4 children. Your older brother was just like the wonderkind. It seemed like he always did things perfectly, right? Did that also play into it, this crisis?
I have to apologize. He said, I didn't know all this was going on to that degree.
At the time? He said that?
Yeah, he did. He said, when I started talking about a year and a half ago to people that had known me my entire life, to let them know I'm writing this book, and to a person, they said, we had no idea. We had no idea you were dealing with depression.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm asking it, and most people are, or at least a large percentage.
So they were in the dark. They just thought things looked great.
Exactly. I was, for all intents and purposes, outgoing and involved in things, and did know that, and people still don't really recognize that I sometimes get hit with incredible shyness.
Right. So then, you came out of a family situation. You just moved, by the way, right? You had this nice little place you used to escape to on your bicycle, right? It was kind of beautiful,
Yeah. Yeah. And suddenly I didn't have that. I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have a place to, it evolved, it was involved in nature, which has always been very important to me. And suddenly that
was gone.